Hey guys, it is really bright out. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeff, the Homestead Dad. Today, I want to get started on this bus. I'm going to start. You can see the previous owner. Well, maybe you can see because it's bright. Started pulling out the flooring. And you can see, I think he popped the tops off of these screws. I got to see if I can find where the screw heads are underneath this flooring and get them off, or if I just have to yank it off and then grinder wheel these off. But you can also see he left these brackets on here, so I got to figure out how difficult that is to get off. And there's a coolant heater right there that I'm not going to use, so I need to get that out too. Before we get to this though, the animals need to get fed, so let's go get to that. This is for the horse, but in order to get it to the horse, I need to get all the rest of the animals penned up, tied up. You can see she knows where to go. I'm going to tie her up there. If I can get this other goat, come on goat. The goat's over here. I'll get them penned up first, but let's start with the cow. Then I close off the pen. So I'll just take this panel, lift it up, and now, yeah, just a second, bud. And now the goats are penned off. All we have left is Wink. So we'll take this bucket over here. Okay, you can try. Wink knows that I've got an alfalfa cube for cows. Doesn't like them talking about it. Right here, buddy. You try to get her?
No.
She's not gonna hurt you.
No.
Give her the thing, you grab her halter, and then tie her up.
I need to undo this.
Here, you need help. No, dude. Okay, you gotta let her eat it.
No.
There you go. Now grab her halter underneath.
Hey,
Unclip it.
I can't.
Okay, bud. You said you wanted to do it.
Hey, stop, Wink.
She's not doing anything. Push it through and hook it on the loop here.
Where is? I can't. Dad.
Hold the camera there.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Ew. Wink.
Now that everybody's tied up, I'm going over here. Now that everybody's tied up, we can get Coco his feed.
Hey, Poco. Wink.
You can see they're pretty close to needing another round bale. Probably wait until the ground freezes up good to do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to give them some alfalfa hay. So push this out and then put some over by Poco, put some over here, and they'll be good to go. Moving that, sweetheart. Watch out.
What?
Watch out. Go that way.
Why are you going to move it?
Because.
Where?
Over here. No, watch out.
Is that on camera on video?
Yeah.
Want me
Nope, just leave it. It's fine.
Why are you rolling that out?
So I can get hay out.
Dad, go with it. I'm sure. Eddie, watch out. I'll do it. Dad, do you want me to roll it more? Dad? Want me to roll it more, Dad? How you do it? Stop, stop. Yeah. Roll it back up a little bit. There, stop.
So I got a pile of hay here now, and then they've got a pile I'll show you over by Poco. Hey, Addie, leave him be. No, he wants the grain first. Leave him be. He's got all the hay he can want. So he's got a pile of hay here as well.
Hi.
Now I'll feed the chickens and the pigs while he finishes up his food. He's a messy eater, so I let him have some time before everybody gets untied so that he can clean up his mess because he drops a bunch of food on the ground. So while I feed the pigs and the chickens and take chicken eggs into the barn, he'll finish eating his food, and then we'll see how long I'll leave him everybody tied up. I may start working on that. I may let him out. I'll let you know. Normally by this time of the year, this is all frozen and it's not a big deal. Not so much this year. These guys have about 2 more weeks and they're going to the butcher. So it's just gonna be muddy for a while. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. Here, chickie, 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 chickies. What? Chicken coop is in desperate need of a cleaning, but that's not going to happen until spring probably at this point. So let's just check for eggs. I leave the basket in here so that I can easily gather them. Oh, stop. So far, so did you already lay one? You already lay? Yep, thank you. Appreciate that. There's one right here. Here. These silly chickens keep laying down underneath here, which is a pain in the butt. And they get dirty. So we're gonna find out who's doing that. And then these eggs need to be washed. You see we have a bunch of eggs now. Our oldest son had been doing the egg business. He had gotten too busy over the summer. Hasn't been doing it anymore. Trying to convince Grace to do it, but she's being a little bit reluctant. Eventually somebody will step up. Good girl. I'll just move this panel, let the goats out. We'll unlatch Wink, and I can get started on the bus. Right, miss? Good girl. Come here. Good girl. There you go. Okay, in order to get this subfloor out, all these brackets have to come out, like I said, and the heater's got to come out. But in order for that heater to come out, those coolant lines have to be moved or cut and drained. I've watched a couple videos. I think there's a way to shut just those 2 hoses off and then be able to cut them. Now there'll still probably be coolant in there, so I've seen everybody make all sorts of mess with that green coolant, and what it does is it'll come back down through here, this channel down along the floor, and then back into there, and then somewhere up here underneath I've got to find where it connects in. So let's go open the engine compartment. Okay, so that one's undone. I also have a blinker problem. My right rear blinker, the guy I bought it from said he tested it and everything worked. Well, when we drove home, it did not work. Come on, let's go. Why is this not going up? I probably need to get it started on both sides. I'm gonna go try the other side. Okay, I am not an auto mechanic. I dabble in small engine mechanicry. So I gotta figure out where these coolant lines come in. And I'm kind of thinking it looks like they come through the floor right in here. One comes up here and goes that way. The other one comes over here and comes that way. So I've got to see if there's a way. On one of the videos I watched, there was actually like a hose spigot knob that they turned and it shut off the coolant to the coolant heater. I gotta figure out if I can find something similar. Let's look around. Okay, I think I found it. So where the coolant comes out on the bottom over there, it comes up, there's actually a shut-off valve over there that I think would shut it off to a heater vent on the inside front passenger side, but then it comes up and comes over here and comes down to right here. I think this right here is where it goes through the firewall into the bus, and there's a knob. You guys can see that there's a knob right here that I think if I turn like this, it will shut off the coolant to inside, which is all well and good. It won't let any more coolant in there, but there's still coolant in those pipes because this has been open. So I'm gonna close that all the way down like that. I don't know if this is a drain, and if it is, and I let this off of here, we're gonna have green coolant everywhere. So I'm not gonna do that just yet. What I'm gonna do is go on the inside and see if that makes sense, that that's where the coolant is, and then go from there. Like I said, I'm not a bus mechanic. I'm an aspiring bus mechanic. So piping comes in along there, goes in someplace over there, and it would make sense that it would then go underneath right through there where I found that knob. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to start, there's a couple more trim pieces that need to come off. There's these two brackets here, this one and this one. This metal trim piece needs to come off on the bottom in order for the floor to come up easily. So yes, those things I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the heater for now. It's got wiring to it as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get all the brackets up. Then I can deal with the coolant heater. And my thought is I can unbolt everything from here, take up this metal piece here that holds the piping down, and bring the whole thing up outside through the front door, and then open or cut off those pipes into a bucket and drain all the coolant outside of the bus. Because I've seen quite a few videos where people cut it right back there and end up sloshing coolant all through the bus. I'd rather avoid that. So let's see if we can start getting some brackets off. Well, there's one thing I've learned from watching videos on demoing buses. It's planned for things to take longer than you think. Haven't had any success with grinding. The problem is the bracket that holds it in has a little indentation, so you can't get underneath the collar of the bolt very well. And burned out my grinder, I think. So, I think I need to run to the store. Hey guys, there. It is dark outside, you can see. I stopped at Harbor Freight, got some of these light switches. They're magnetic, put one there, put one right at the entryway here, and then I put one on the back door that's not on. I'm not gonna work anymore tonight because it's dark and I haven't had dinner, and I'm gonna go spend some time with the family, because that's what this is about really, is being able to spend time with family on vacation. So if I spend all my time out here and don't see my family, then it kind of defeats the purpose. That being said, I did not get any of the brackets out, which kind of frustrates me, but hopefully the stuff that I got at Harbor Freight will help that tomorrow, and we can relatively quickly, get this stuff taken care of. I got a new grinder, I got an air chisel, I got an oscillating tool, I got some punches. Let me get this stuff out one way or another. Hopefully it's quicker rather than slower. I really think the air chisel might be the way to go. If I can dig down between the rubber mat of the floor and the wood and cut off the bolts and then just pound them through and have that off, I think that's the way to go. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll find out tomorrow. So, see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, it is the next day. It's actually the next day in the afternoon. My wife is still off for Christmas break. It's the last day, so we've been doing family stuff. We're gonna be going out to see a movie this evening. So I came out last night quick and used the air chisel, and I tried using the oscillating tool. Didn't do much. It would be okay for cutting up rubber, but for my bus at least, it seems as though the best way to do this is to use the air chisel to get in and kind of bend up the bracket. Let me show you why. So you guys can see I've got a stack of brackets here. And the reason I can't just use a grinding wheel, you guys see that? There's an indentation there where the bolt head sits. So I can't get underneath the bolt head to do it off. So what I've been doing is using the air chisel to bend up the side and then taking a grinder and going underneath and then cutting off the bolt. And that seems to be working okay. It's at least two-step process. But it seems to be working okay. Jonah was out here for a while, my 7-year-old. He was trying to help, but I don't feel comfortable with him using the air chisel nor the grinder. So he just kind of was helping with picking stuff up, and then he got cold and headed inside, which was totally cool. This compressor, I'm gonna sit down actually. This compressor is not it doesn't have the CFM to use that air chisel. So we do have a big 60 or an 80 gallon air compressor in the barn. That's my dad's. And I think what I'm going to do when I come out here and start doing this in earnest is I'm going to run enough hose to get from the middle of the barn out to here and use that. Because I tried using the air chisel to cut the bolts off and it didn't work. I think what was happening was the chisel itself was kind of getting wedged in between the floor and the bracket, so it couldn't go like that at all. I don't know if I use the bigger compressor, if that will solve that, like if it'll have enough cubic feet per minute of air to just power through it. So that's a possibility. Even if it doesn't, it will allow me to run the air chisel off of a different circuit so that I don't have to try to run the grinder and the small compressor off the same circuit and bog it down. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this video for now, and there will be a part 2 to removing the brackets of the bus. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of different ways of people doing it. They use an air impact driver and they're able to just zip them off. And I may try to do that again with a air impact gun. Some people said just try tightening them and it'll snap the bolts off. I may try that, because if that works, that would be awesome. But so far, it seems like air chisel to bend stuff, and then the grinder wheel to cut it off, and then I use a hammer and a punch to knock them through. So I'm going to go inside and edit the first video when I went to go pick up the bus. That has not been published yet, but you guys have probably already seen. And then I'll come back out here and do this another time. So thanks for watching. I think I'm learning that everything's going to take a little bit longer, but that's okay. I've got 9 months or so, 8 months in order to get this figured out. So God bless you and your family. Say some prayers for me that this works out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And that so much is left. I counted like 9 or 10 done, 38 more to go.